My name is Henry McDaniel, and I live in the small town of Enfield, Illinois. In 1973, something happened that would forever change my life and the lives of those in our community. It was an experience so terrifying and inexplicable that it left us all questioning our understanding of reality. This is the true story of the Enfield Monster, a creature that defied explanation and left an indelible mark on those who encountered it. It was a warm April evening in 1973. The sun had set, casting long shadows across the yard. My wife Lily and our 2 children were inside, settling in for the night. I was sitting in the living room enjoying the peaceful quiet of our home. The day had been uneventful, like any other in our small town. The tranquility of the evening was shattered by a strange noise coming from outside. At first, it was a faint scratching sound, almost imperceptible. I tried to ignore it, thinking it was just an animal or the wind. But the sound persisted, growing louder and more insistent. My curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to investigate. I grabbed a flashlight and headed to the front door. As I opened it, I was greeted by an eerie silence. The night was still, and the only sound was the faint rustling of leaves in the breeze. I stepped outside, my flashlight cutting through the darkness. The scratching noise had stopped, replaced by an unsettling quiet. As I scanned the yard with my flashlight, my eyes caught something moving near the edge of the property. At first, I thought it was a raccoon or a stray dog, but as the beam of light fell on the creature, I realized it was something entirely different. The sight before me was unlike anything I had ever seen. The creature was small, with a short, stocky body and 2 little short arms. It stood on 3 legs, each one ending in a foot with 6 toes. But what struck me the most were its eyes. They were large and pink, glowing like flashlights in the darkness. The creature stared at me, its eyes reflecting the beam of my flashlight. For a moment I was frozen in place, unable to comprehend what I was seeing. The creature seemed equally curious, tilting its head as if studying me. Then, with a sudden burst of speed, it darted towards the house. I stepped back startled and watched as it disappeared into the shadows. My heart was pounding as I rushed back inside, slamming the door behind me. My wife and children were startled by my sudden entrance. I tried to explain what I had seen, but my words came out in a jumbled mess. Lily looked at me with concern, while the kids seemed more curious than frightened. I knew I had to do something. I couldn't just ignore what had happened. I called the police, hoping they could help make sense of the encounter. When the officers arrived, I recounted the events, describing the creature in as much detail as I could. They listened patiently, but I could see the skepticism in their eyes. The officers conducted a thorough search of the yard, but found no trace of the creature. The only evidence was a series of scratches on the door screen and strange footprints in the dirt. The prints looked like those of a dog, but with 6 toes instead of 4. The officers took note of the evidence, but there was little they could do without more information. Word of my encounter spread quickly through the town. The local newspaper, the Mount Vernon Register News, picked up the story, and soon reporters were flocking to my house. They were eager to hear my account and see the strange footprints for themselves. The media attention brought a mix of reactions from the community. Some people were genuinely curious, while others were skeptical or outright dismissive. I did my best to answer the reporters' questions, describing the creature as accurately as I could. It had 3 legs on it, a short body, 2 little short arms, and 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights, I told them. I also warned that if they found it, they would likely find more than one, and they wouldn't be from this planet. The story of the Enfield Monster captured the public's imagination. It became a sensation, drawing attention from far beyond our small town. UFO enthusiasts and paranormal investigators descended on Enfield, hoping to catch a glimpse of the creature or find evidence of its existence. In the weeks that followed, there were several more sightings of the creature. Each account varied slightly, but the descriptions were consistent with what I had seen. People reported seeing the creature near their homes, in the woods, and even along the roads at night. The town was on edge, and the sense of unease grew with each new sighting. One evening, a neighbor named Tom reported seeing the creature near his barn. He described it as being just as I had. Small, with 3 legs, 2 short arms, and glowing pink eyes. Tom was a no-nonsense kind of man, not given to flights of fancy. His account lent further credibility to the existence of the Enfield Monster. Despite the numerous sightings, the creature remained elusive. It seemed to appear and disappear at will, leaving behind only fleeting glimpses and mysterious footprints. The police continued to investigate, but they were no closer to finding an explanation. As the sightings continued, I became more determined to uncover the truth about the creature. I spent countless hours researching and investigating, hoping to find some clue that would explain what was happening. I spoke with experts in various fields, from wildlife biologists to UFO researchers, but no one had any definitive answers. One night I decided to stake out the yard, hoping to catch the creature in the act. Armed with a camera and a notepad, I settled in for a long night of waiting. The hours passed slowly, and the darkness seemed to close in around me. Just as I was about to give up, I heard the familiar scratching sound. I turned on my flashlight and scanned the yard. There, near the edge of the property, was the creature. It was the same as before, with its glowing pink eyes and 3 legs. This time, however, it seemed different. It was as if the creature was watching me, studying my every move. I raised my camera, hoping to capture a clear photograph, but as soon as I clicked the shutter, the creature vanished into the shadows. I checked the camera, but the photo was blurred and indistinct. It was as if the creature had somehow disrupted the image, leaving no clear evidence of its existence. The investigation continues. Determined not to give up, I continued my investigation. I reached out to other towns and communities, hoping to find similar reports of strange creatures. To my surprise, I discovered that there had been other sightings across the country. People reported seeing strange beings with similar descriptions, all exhibiting unusual behavior and eluding capture. I compiled my findings and shared them with the local authorities. While some remained skeptical, others began to take the reports more seriously. The possibility that these creatures were not of this world could not be ignored. The investigation expanded, drawing in experts from various fields. As the months passed, the sightings in Enfield became less frequent. It was as if the creature had moved on, leaving behind only the lingering questions and a sense of unease. While the immediate threat seemed to have passed, the mystery of the Enfield Monster remained unsolved. Years later, the memory of the Enfield Monster still haunts me. The encounter left an indelible mark on my life, forever changing my perception of the world. I often wonder what the creature was and where it came from. Was it a visitor from another planet, as I had initially suspected? Or was it something else entirely, a being from a dimension beyond our understanding? Some theorize that the creature was an extraterrestrial, stranded on Earth and trying to find its way home. Others suggest it was a cryptid, a creature that exists outside the boundaries of known science. There are even those who believe it was a manifestation of some unknown energy or force, a glimpse into a reality parallel to our own. Despite the lack of definitive answers, the story of the Enfield Monster continues to captivate and intrigue. It serves as a reminder that there are still mysteries in this world, phenomena that defy explanation and challenge our understanding of reality. And for those of us who experienced it firsthand, it is a story that will never be forgotten. The Enfield Monster may never be fully explained, but its impact on the small town of Enfield, Illinois is undeniable. The encounter brought the community together, sparking curiosity and fear in equal measure. It left us all questioning what we thought we knew about the world and our place in it. As for me, I will always remember that night in April 1973. The sight of the creature, with its glowing pink eyes and strange otherworldly appearance, is etched into my memory. It was a reminder that there are still wonders and terrors in this world, things that exist beyond our comprehension. The story of the Enfield Monster is a testament to the power of the unknown. It challenges us to keep searching for answers, to remain curious and open-minded in the face of the unexplained. And it serves as a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary experiences can happen in the most ordinary of places.